great morning so far. I have to give credit to the props to my daughter today because when I was asked to make this video, I asked her, what do you think we should do? And because she had seen the other Miss Jenny, the Miss Jenny with a G, she had seen that she brought all of her frogs, and I told her we were making the video on Easter. She said, well, we need to get a lot of bunnies. So she went around our house and collected all of our bunnies, and we set up a little Easter decor for all of you. But you know, the thing that I'm thinking about is, you know, Easter isn't just really all about bunnies, right? Or about Easter egg hunts or Easter baskets. You know, what is Easter really about? And that's a question. I want you to answer it. Shout it out. What is Easter really about? Shout it from the rooftops. Well, I hope that you said Easter is all about Jesus. So today I have a story for you, and it's called The Story of Jesus. And I'm going to read this, and actually it starts with another holiday, probably one of your favorite holidays. It starts with Christmas. Why would it start? Why would the story of Jesus start at Christmas? You can shout that answer out too. Well, it starts with Christmas because that's when we celebrate the birth of Jesus. So I'm going to go through and read this story about Jesus's life, and then it's going to end with the Easter story. The story of Jesus. Jesus was born in Bethlehem, a town in the rocky hills of Judea. Mary and Joseph were his parents. Now I'm going to sit this book down, and you're still going to be able to see the pictures on the screen, but I'm going to sit it down and I'm going to do hand motions. So if you want to do hand motions with me while I'm doing this book, I would love for you to do that. And I'm going to ask your parents how much y'all participate today. So they're watching. And as a matter of fact, it says Mary and Joseph were his parents. I want you to point to your parents right now. Find them. Hopefully they're somewhere near you in the room and you can point to them. If not, point to where they're at in the house. Joseph worked as a carpenter. When Jesus grew old enough, he helped him. So I want you to act like you have a saw. He worked as a carpenter. Jesus was 12 years old when he and his parents went to Jerusalem for the feast of Passover. Oh, are any of you going to have a feast today? Show me a feast. Jesus was thrilled by the sight of Jerusalem towering behind its great stone walls. Jesus' heart rejoiced, touch your heart, when he entered the temple, the house of the Lord God. Jesus knew even then that his life's purpose would be to work for his Father in heaven, telling people all about him. When Jesus became a young man, he met a prophet called John the Baptist. John asked people to stop doing wrong. Say, stop doing wrong. And to be baptized to show that they were starting a new and better life. John baptized Jesus in the river Jordan. At that moment, God sent a dove down from heaven, a sign that he was pleased. So show me your dove, a sign that he was pleased. Afterward, Jesus went off by himself deep into the desert. He stayed for many days thinking about the good and evil in the world. Oh, the desert makes me think of just a whole bunch of hotness, kind of like here in Florida, right? And the good and the evil. He thought about the good and the evil, actually the good and the evil in the world. He prayed for God to show him the way to live his life. So show me your praying hands. They could be like this, it could be like this, right? We've done different praying hands. When Jesus returned from the wilderness, he began to teach. He traveled from town to town, preaching the good news of the kingdom of God and healing those who were sick. Jesus met with fishermen tending their nets on the shore. So I actually brought a prop for this one. So I've got my fishing pole. So Jesus met with fishermen, but you know what? If you don't have your fishing pole, if you don't have a fishing pole nearby, you can pretend like you have a fishing pole, right? Jesus met with fishermen tending their nets on the shore and with shepherds watching their flocks. Let me hear you say, bah, bah. Once Jesus spoke to a crowd of about 5,000 people. Not 5, you can show me 5, but 5,000. That is a whole bunch of people. It grew late and everyone was hungry. Rub your tummy, they were hungry. Only one boy had brought food. 5 loaves of bread, let me see your 5, and 2 small fishes. That's not a lot of food for 5,000 people. Jesus took the boy's food and blessed it. Then he broke the food into pieces and gave it to the people. Through Jesus' miracle, everyone had enough to eat. One night when Jesus and his disciples were on a boat, a terrible storm blew up. Oh my gosh, let's create a storm. Ready? Woo! You can clap, you can make raindrops. A terrible storm blew up. The men were terrified, but Jesus called out, "Quiet, be still." The storm stopped and the waves died down. This was another one of Jesus' miracles. Jesus often walked through the vineyards. Now I'm sitting, but you can stand up probably and walk. He walked through the vineyards and fields, teaching the people by telling them stories about people like themselves. He told stories about workers gathering grapes in the vineyards. Can you pick the grapes and gather them? He told them about shepherds searching for lost sheep. Let's hear your bah. As God searched for sinful people, hoping to change their ways. Jesus told people to follow the wishes of God rather than worry about becoming wealthy. He pointed to the flowers of the field, which do not worry about wealth or work for it. Yet God clothes them in greater beauty than wealth could ever buy. But not everyone liked Jesus. The leaders of the temple were afraid that Jesus would turn the people against them. And this is where we start getting close to the Easter story. And I know before we had to do all the stay home stuff, we were talking a little bit about those events that happened before Easter, and we haven't quite got through it. But when we're all back together, I hope that we can continue and kind of learn all of those things that we haven't got to learn yet. But you're going to hear a little bit of it in this story. So the leaders of the temple were afraid that Jesus would turn the people against them. They were glad when a man named Judas offered to lead them to Jesus. The temple leaders paid Judas 30 pieces of silver. So that was money. So you can show me, and sometimes people use this to represent money. Soon Jesus was captured by a group of soldiers. They brought him before the governor, a man named Pontius Pilate. When Judas saw this, he was sorry for what he had done to Jesus. He tried to return the money to the leaders of the temple, but it was too late. Pontius Pilate let the soldiers take Jesus away to a place called Golgotha. There he was crucified with 2 other men. Before he died, Jesus prayed to God. And let me see your praying hands, whichever way you do it. Forgive them, he said. Say that. Forgive them. It was a sad, sad day for all the people who loved Jesus. 3 days later, some women visited Jesus' tomb. They were surprised. It's like a surprise. Surprise! They were surprised to find an angel waiting for them. Don't be afraid, the angel said. Jesus has risen. Say it. Say it loud. Jesus has risen. He has risen. He is not here. And soon, Jesus appeared to the women himself on the road. Just before Jesus went up to heaven, he appeared to his disciples and told them to travel to faraway places and teach people to obey his words. And I will be with you always. Say that again. And I will be with you always. and I will be with you always, promised Jesus, until the end of the world. So, I am really impressed that my kids are doing what I asked them to do right now and staying very quiet. But I told them that they would get to have a turn in this video as well. So, and you're gonna get to have a turn in this video too, actually. So what we're going to do is we're going to have an Easter scavenger hunt. So it's a little bit different. Now I love Easter egg hunts and we've been doing a lot of those too, and I hope you get to do one of those as well. But this is an Easter scavenger hunt, and everything that I'm gonna ask you to look for is representative of the holiday Easter, okay? The real meaning of the holiday Easter, okay? So my kids are gonna go out there and do the scavenger hunt. You can do the scavenger hunt. I don't know if you're gonna wanna do it while the video's rolling or if you just wanna watch the video and then go out and do that scavenger hunt afterwards. And then I'm gonna have my daughter share what she's found in the scavenger hunt. And you all are going to get to share too. So you're gonna have to, whatever you collect it up together and keep it, because at 2 p.m. today, we are all going to meet on Zoom. So I would imagine that all of you are connected to our parent text group, and that's how you're going to receive the link. If for some reason you're watching today and you want your child to be able to join in on the Zoom and you're not on our parent text group, I'm sure that you can put a comment down below like, we want to do the Easter Zoom, or get us on the parent contact list or something like that. And I'm sure that either me or a church staff member or even a church member, I'm sure there are so many people out there that want to get you connected, and we'll find your comment and we'll figure out a way to get you on Zoom at 2 p.m. today. So don't forget about that, 2 p.m. It's going to be a lot of sharing time. You're going to get to share your scavenger hunt stuff. We're going to do, I want to hear about how your Easter has been so far. We're going to have a lot of talking time and sharing time. So that will happen at 2 p.m. today. But let me go ahead and click this off so we can go outside and do our scavenger hunt right now. We have done our scavenger hunt. I don't know if you have done yours yet, but remember, after this video or whenever your parents say it's your turn to do your scavenger hunt, then it will be your turn, and we look forward to seeing what you have collected. So we have brought our things here. This girl has bunny ears on and this guy does not. So if you see any sad faces, it's because he doesn't have bunny ears. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and talk about our scavenger hunt because each item represents something, okay? So the first thing, not that one, what was the something sharp? What was the something sharp that you found?
I found this, but it's that you can rub on your skin, and it, because this makes you, it helps, if you have a boo-boo, then you put it on your skin, and then it will go away, and it's super spiky.
Exactly. So it is an aloe plant. We found it outside. I want to remind you that you actually can find things inside or outside. It's up to your parents where they want you to go, but I'm sure whether you're outside, inside, or both, you'll be able to find all the things on the list around your house. So it's a fun thing to do while we're all at home, okay? Are you waving at someone? Are you waving at them?
No, I have a question.
Oh, you have a question, okay.
So we have some happy birthday cake signs, but Mommy took some birthday cake signs off, so she put some bunnies in.
Yes, we have bunny chairs.
And happy birthday signs. Yeah,
because her birthday, she just had a birthday. Okay.
I turned 6.
I know, that's so awesome. Okay, so we found, this is our sharp thing, and this is also our prickly and thorny thing. So we found a sharp thing to represent Jesus's pain, because you know he was crucified, And then this is definitely, like if you were to feel it, it's definitely prickly or thorny. And that's to represent the crown of thorns that he wore, yes.
And I have a question.
Yes.
Why is it yellow?
It's probably just where it has like some mushy stuff that you can squish out, and it, like she was saying, if you have a boo-boo, you can put it on there. That's something that goes way back in our family. My great-grandma put aloe on our boo-boos. So we have an aloe plant from your Mimi, right? For all of the boo-boos.
And now we have one. So if we want on the Band-Aids, we can use these.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we're gonna move on to number 3, something made of wood. What did you find that is made of wood?
A stick.
Awesome, very good. So the something made of wood is to represent the cross that Jesus was hung on. Okay, so the next thing, something dead. What did you find that's dead? I hope you didn't forget it outside. Did we collect that one? If we don't have it, it's okay. Remember, that was the brown leaf, right? Do you have the brown leaf? I think we might have left that one in the yard. Some of the things, yeah.
Maybe I have to go grab it.
Okay.
I'll go grab it super quick.
Maybe we might have to cut this video off because we certainly don't want y'all sitting here forever watching all of this. But we found, oh, and here he goes. We found the brown leaf because obviously a leaf that's alive is nice and bright and green, okay? It's okay, it's okay. And so a brown one is one that has died. It's totally fine, okay? We just told him, it's okay. All right, so now find something dark in color.
Dark in color? We found this big leaf.
I know, isn't that so cool? Look at all the dark colors, okay? So obviously we found something dead because of Christ's death.
What about this one?
Okay, we're not there yet. And then we found something dark in color. So that is for the darkness that came over the world after his death, okay? Now, where is our something round and smooth? Could you let your brother do this one maybe? Hold that one? Okay. So that one, okay, you can take it off. So this is round.
Can I wear this?
Okay. All right, this is round and smooth. So that represents the stone placed in front of the tomb. All right. Now, what is your soft? Oh, now he gets to wear them. That's so exciting. I think they're on backwards. So what is your something soft? This is your something soft right here. Okay, show it. Ooh.
So I got my stuffy unicorn, and she's my favorite, and she got her little wings. See that sparkle?
I think you put this around your neck, goofball. Okay. Something soft represents the linens.
Mommy, put it on.
The linens that Mary found in the tomb on Easter morning.
Mommy.
Okay, something living. What do we find that's living?
So.
That was the yellow flower, right? Oh, and we talked about the frog. We have had a little frog that hides up in their playground, and that's all. He is very much so alive, right? So we said he is living too, okay?
I'll go get this stuff.
But so was this flower. Okay, so this something living is all about Christ's resurrection. And then something colorful. What was our colorful thing? Oh, because she's in love with this thing. This is very, very colorful. So there's pink and blue and green, very bright and colorful. So that represents our hope and happiness in a swimming pool, because I mean, how much like a swimming pool is like relaxing the sun is a lot of happiness. Our hope and happiness that comes through Christ's atonement for us. All right?
And so it also comes with a drink.
Right. All right, and the last thing, something light in color. Oh, and we said this was the light. Actually, this is also light in color, right? Your shirt is light in color. We even said that this piece right here was very light in color.
What do we have with this fishy one?
Okay, that was for something earlier. Okay, so the last thing I want to share with you all is, of course, I have a few challenges for you. One is to do this scavenger hunt, okay? And make sure you collect everything together, because they have shared and you are going to get to share on Zoom at 2 p.m. today. My last challenge for you, and this is an ongoing challenge, something you can do throughout the week, but you remember that we read the story of Jesus, right? Remember that you all have a story, and you all have a story to tell as well, okay? And your story is very important. So my last challenge for you that you can do throughout the week and forever and ever is to write. And I'm sure a lot of you have been doing a lot of that lately. Probably at home. I'm sure it's been at home. A lot of
Jesus stood up, and then he learns how to make stuff, and then he learns how to write when he grows bigger.
Right, so, and sit down because they can't see you on the camera, okay?
Okay. This. He grows up, and then...
So, I want to encourage you to write. And if you cannot write yet, you can draw, because you can tell stories with pictures. A picture is worth 1,000 words. You can tell stories with pictures. You can write your story. You can write how you're feeling, if you're sad, if you're happy. You can write to God. You can write your prayers down. As a matter of fact, this is my prayer journal, and it says, be filled with joy. So as you are at home, I'm sure you're doing a lot of writing for school, so keep doing that. Even if you want to do writing for fun, or write down your prayers, or however you want to do it, I just want to encourage you to write down your story. It's a way to pray. It's a way to keep your memories. My daughter has been doing a lot of writing. She writes almost every day and draws a picture, and it's telling all of the things that we've been doing here around our home. So it's a way to collect your memories. It's a way to get out your feelings of anger, of happiness, of joy, of disappointment. So that's my challenge for you, is for you to write. And I want you to know you can write to God. I'm sure many of you are writing to your teachers right now.
I also got this writing thing, and you can draw pictures.
Right, and they can't see you if you're standing tall, so you have to sit down, okay? It doesn't matter what you write on, if you have a special journal, if you just have a scratch piece of paper, but I want you to remember, and this is a big word, I want you to remember that writing is cathartic. Say that, cathartic, big word, but what that means is when you write, it helps you get all of those feelings out, and I bet you it will make you feel a lot better. So share your story, pictures, writing. I'm sure you're sending it to your teachers. You can talk to God that way. You can send it to me even. I would love to receive a letter or a picture for you. Your parents can snap a picture and text me or send it to me. I would love that as well. So I hope you all have a wonderful Easter. I hope you have fun with your scavenger hunt, and we'll see you today on Zoom at 2 p.m. Bye. Can you say bye?
Bye.
Bye.